If you've been watching your late movies on television, you've probably seen and heard a young juvenile singing songs like I Only Have Eyes for You or Flirtation Walk to a lovely ingenue named Ruby Keeler. Every time I see myself in one of those movies, it makes me realize how long I've been here in Hollywood. Of course, one of the nice things about your work keeping you in one town for a long time is that you make such good and lasting friends. Many of mine appear with me this week in a rather special show. Our play, entitled Who Killed Julie Greer, is an intriguing jigsaw puzzle of a murder. And to help us put the pieces together are such good friends and exciting stars as, well, to keep out of trouble, I'll name them alphabetically. Nick Adams, Ralph Bellamy, Edgar Bergen, Lloyd Bridges, Jack Carson, Carolyn Jones, Ronald Reagan, Mickey Rooney, and Kay Thompson. In just one moment, we'll be back with Act One of Who Killed Julie Greer?
Well, I think if I get it, it'll be the most marvelous part I've ever had. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll probably work for 2 weeks at least. I'm going to go out tomorrow and... honey, hang on. There's somebody at the door. All right, I'm coming. Hey, you're early. Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? Look, I told you some time ago, it's all over between us, okay? We had a great deal of fun. It's been swell. Goodbye and good luck. Look, take the hat. What do you want? Look, honey, whatever it is you're selling, I'm not buying. So why don't you go on home, huh? Oh, come on. Hey, what is the matter with you? Why don't you say something? Why don't you say something? What are you doing? George! George! George Townsend! George!
But, darling, I know Hawaii. I can show you things you've never seen before.
Sweetheart, my doctor ordered a complete rest. Henry, you see that Miss Lawrence gets home safely?
Yes, sir.
I'll call you when I need you.
Yes, sir.
Good night, dear.
Oh, Amos,
Yes, dear?
if you get lonesome...
I'll call you. Hi.
Hi.
Evening, Amos.
Hi, Bill.
I hear you're finally taking that vacation.
Yep, running off to Honolulu in the morning. Just thought I'd drop in and say goodbye to the boys.
Have a nice trip.
Thanks. Bill, who is that?
New reporter on the Herald.
Hi, Amos. Hank.
Well, he certainly travels in nice style.
Amos Burke?
He just stepped out of a Rolls Royce.
Man, yeah.
Now I suppose you're going to tell me he owns that Rolls.
Hank, will you tell this kid what Amos Burke is?
Inspector, charge of homicide division.
What else?
Nice guy.
What else?
Millionaire. A real millionaire?
Died in the wool.
Well, how'd he get it?
Smart way. He was born with it.
A born millionaire, and he becomes a cop.
Started out pounding a beat and worked himself all the way up.
You mean he loves crime that much?
Crime in general. Murder in particular.
That's a homey little scene.
You thought you weren't coming by.
It's obvious. This hula. Nobby-nesia. Hey, come here, you two. Who's responsible for this?
I did the lettering, but it was Phil's idea.
No. Well, where is Phil? Well, where is he?
We decided to get you a little something. Phil's out picking it up.
Oh, going away present.
Yep.
Isn't that nice? Is it bigger than a bread box?
It is a bread box.
I always wanted a bread box. Slow night, huh?
We figure they're all waiting till you leave town.
Oh, you're here. Yep, I'm here. Where's my present?
Oh,
I forced it out of him.
There you are.
Oh, my. It doesn't look like much, does it, huh?
The card.
Oh, you almost forgot. Yeah, that goes with it.
Thanks. For the cop who has everything.
Open it.
I hate to spoil this beautiful wrapping. Well, just what I needed, a gold bullet.
There's an inscription on it.
Huh? For Amos. So he can get the lead out.
Now, whose bright idea was this, huh?
I wrote it. It was his idea.
Oh, it was. Come on. Well, thanks very much, fellas. I'll keep it under my pillow.
Right.
All right.
Okay?
Right.
Really, it's very nice.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, here's one that didn't wait. 1497 Crest Drive. Girl found strangled.
Whose turn to play?
Mine.
I'll go to it.
All right.
No, wait a minute. Wait. Crest Drive. Isn't that one of those hilltop streets overlooking Hollywood?
That's right.
I think I'll go with you, Phil.
What for?
The view.
I'll bet.
Was something wrong?
Look, Amos, I've been in this department for 6 months. Now it's time you let me solo.
Raise them from pups and see what takes you get.
I'm not kidding, Amos. I want to handle this one alone.
Well, Phil, this time tomorrow night I'll be in Honolulu. Then you have the whole bone to yourself.
And tonight?
I think I'll go along with you just to be sure you find the place. Keep working, boys. Hi, Ames.
Evening, Doctor.
Oh, yeah. Shame. Beautiful girl.
Yeah.
Take her out. What you got, Bert?
Name's Julie Greer. Dancer, model, acted a little. Lived alone, no known relatives.
Any witnesses?
Just her dog. We locked him in the bedroom.
Who found her?
Girlfriend.
Doc?
Strangled about an hour ago.
I'll make it 9 o'clock.
Oh, give or take a few minutes.
What time was she found?
9 o'clock,
Must have been right after it happened. When were you notified?
9:15.
Why the delay?
The girl who found her panicked. She ran outside and kept running until she came to the next house. About a quarter of a mile away. She called from there.
Anything been touched?
No, sir.
How does the girl who found her know it was 9 o'clock?
She was listening to her car radio on the way over. The time was announced as she got here.
Well, at least she put up a little struggle.
Well, not enough to help us.
Check her fingernails.
Never touched him.
Bloodstains.
Zero there, too. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, Doctor.
Long done.
This, phone been touched?
It's been dusted and photographed.
Oh.
Did you get a shot of the lamp?
Not yet. Joe?
Inspector Burke's residence?
Hello, Henry. This is Mr. Burke.
Yes, sir?
I'm going to be a little late. Pick me up at headquarters, 12 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Where's the girl that found her?
In the den upstairs.
What's her name?
Ann Farmer.
Come on, Phil. We'll have a chat. You know, the first house I had in California was on top of a mountain.
Oh, yeah? Why'd you move?
Vertigo.
What cured you?
Who says I'm cured? Miss Farmer?
Yes?
I'm Inspector Burke, and this is Detective Winslow.
How do you do?
Do you feel up to a few questions?
I think so.
Go ahead.
Me?
It's your case.
Miss Farmer, how long did you know the deceased?
We met about a year ago.
Were you close friends?
Close as anyone else.
Meaning she didn't have many friends?
Not women friends.
How about men?
She had a lot of them.
A lot.
A lot.
Any names?
I don't know.
Why not?
She was discreet.
Excuse me, Phil. What kind of a girl was she?
Kook.
Kook?
She didn't care what happened to her. She'd say or do whatever popped into her mind.
Kooky but discreet, hmm? It's quite a combination.
The men seem to think so.
You sound jealous.
I am. Was.
Can you tell us anything about these men?
Only that there were a lot of them.
No names at all? How about faces?
Never saw any of them.
Did you come here often?
All the time.
You came here all the time and never saw any of her boyfriends?
She never entertained them here. That was one of her quirks.
Inspector, can I see you?
Well, Miss Greer wasn't as discreet as you thought, Miss Farmer. Found this tucked away in a copy of Winnie the Pooh.
And a dress book?
And a dress book.
Nothing but men.
What else?
Hey, you know who's in here?
Hold it. You can go now, Miss Farmer.
You're through with me?
For the moment, yes.
Oh, don't you want any pictures or anything?
Well, I don't think we need any right now.
Oh, please.
Well, Joe, take a picture of Miss Farmer, will you?
Thank you.
This thing reads like who's who. Be a Roman holiday if the papers ever get a hold of it.
Well, that's why we're going to make sure the newspapers don't get a hold of it.
How?
By conducting our investigation as quietly and tactfully as possible.
Did you say our investigation?
Anything wrong with that?
Well, the last I heard you were on a plane for Hawaii in the morning.
I just changed my mind.
You don't think I can handle it alone?
I'm sure you can, Phil.
Well, then why don't you let me take it?
Well, the case interests me. Call it.
Heads.
All right. You take the names of the first half, and I'll visit the rest of them. But remember the key word.
What's that?
Tact.
Okay, might as well get started.
Now, in the morning, we're going to visit these gentlemen at their places of business.
That's tact.
That's tact. Make it good, Joe. You don't often get a live one.
Television show every week. Well, that's good. There you are. Now, who else wants one?
I do.
Howdy. Say, I'm always tickled to find a few fans amongst the older generation. Don't happen too often.
I imagine it doesn't.
Now, you want this for yourself, amigo?
I don't think so.
Who then?
Just make it out to Julie Greer.
Now listen, old Rex will be right back. Now, you stay right there, you hear? Now, wait a minute.
Who are you? Inspector Amos Burke.
Police?
That's right.
Who told you about me?
Well, Julie kept a book.
She did. It's your car?
That's right.
You're a cop.
I'm careful with my money. What about Julie Greer?
Oh, well, she danced a couple of times on my television show. I took her out some. Last time was about 2 months ago.
When'd you stop seeing her?
You know something. You know what that gal did? She stopped seeing me. Say, that won't get in the papers, will it?
What's the matter, you married?
No.
Then what are you worried about?
I told you. She ditched me. That's bad publicity.
You better get back to your fans. Morning, Judge.
Hello, Amos.
Nice to see you. Sorry to bother you so early.
No bother at all.
What can I do for you? Well, this isn't exactly a social call, Roy. I came to see you about Julie Greer. We found your name in her address book.
What do you want to know?
Anything you'd care to tell me, Roy?
Man my age, faithful to his wife for 20 years, becomes infatuated with a young girl. Must be a familiar story to you, Amos. It is to me.
Where did you meet her?
On a plane, about 1.5 years ago. It was her first flight. She was afraid. We started talking. I saw her frequently after that for about 6 months.
It ended after 6 months?
Yes.
And you were no longer infatuated?
I wish I could say it was so. The truth is, I was willing to divorce my wife and marry her. It was Julie who broke it off.
Roy, where were you between 8 and 10 last evening?
Home writing a speech for tonight.
Any, witnesses?
My wife. I hope it won't be necessary, Amos. She's been hurt enough.
Oh, that speech you were writing, just in case I have to check. What was it for?
A woman's club. The alarming divorce rate.
Are you Joe Montana?
Yeah, that's me.
I'd like to talk to you.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
It's about Julie Greer. Found your name in her address book.
You police?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. I read about what happened. I read about the papers.
How well you know her?
You follow boxer?
Follow what?
Yeah, boxer. You dig it? You
Boxing?
follow?
A little bit, yeah.
I found me event about, it was about a year ago against Benny Archer.
Benny Archer? Never heard of him.
It was on TV. Yeah, you see, I sum up with a jab. See, that cross on him, the old one too, you know what I mean? It was a beauty. It was all papers.
Well, I missed it.
He was ranked number 8. I knocked him out in the 4th round.
What's that got to do with Julie Greer?
Oh, that was I met her, see. She was waiting for me outside my dressing room door just to find a date or something, you know what I mean? I never saw her before. After that, I took her out 2 or 3 times. So.
And then she brushed you.
How'd you know that, huh?
I'm psychic.
That's my psychic.
Where were you between 8 and 10 last night?
My mother-in-law.
Will she testify to that?
Nah, if she thought what happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I see her.
Yes?
How do you do? I'm looking for a man by the name of George Townsend.
He moved about 2 months ago.
Are you related to him?
He was a rumor. May I ask who you are?
My name is Amos Burke. I'm a police inspector.
Is Mr. Townsend in trouble?
No, not necessarily so. How long did he live here?
Had the room about 3 months, but he didn't use it much.
What did he do for a living?
I'm not sure, but he always paid the rent.
Did he leave a forwarding address?
No.
How old was he?
I'd say 30.
Describe him, please.
I can't.
You can't describe him?
No, I'm blind.
I told you that I just did her laundry.
So what else, Mr. Zambini?
That's all. Just her laundry. That's all I did.
Well, what was Julie Greer doing with your phone number?
What?
Your phone number.
I can't hear you. Wait. Hold.
What?
I can't hear you. Hold it. Just a minute. I can't stand shouting. Any other noise is fine, but I can't stand shouting. Now, what is it you wanted to know?
Well, what was your phone number doing in Julie Greer's book?
There's... My clothes ready? Excuse me. I'll be with you in a minute. She called in about her laundry. There you go. That'll be $1.
That's all. She just called in to find out if her laundry was ready. You understand?
Yeah, but is that the best you can do?
What's the matter? Won't you buy it?
Afraid not.
I can't stand shouting.
So you told me.
My wife, she shouts at me all the time. It used to be only when the machines were going. Now she shouts all the time.
No, you're losing me.
Julie Greer never shouted. When I talked to her on the phone, she sounded like, well, she didn't sound like my wife. And then we got to talking. One thing led to another. And, well, you know what I mean, huh?
I think I do, yeah.
Huh? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it lasted 3 months, and then it ended last Christmas.
What happened?
Somebody gave her a washing machine. Okay?
Okay. I'll be seeing you.
What?
I said, keep clean. Phil, let's make out.
Oh, hi, Amos. My list included everything from a short order cook to a state senator. You?
Cowboys and judges.
You sure touched all the bases.
Any leads?
Oh, all but 2 of mine can prove where they were last night. How about your bunch?
Mine checked out, except for a fellow named George Townsend. Couldn't find him.
Lab reports came in.
And?
No help.
I got something for you, boys. Miss Greer had a record. Oh, a slight one, but a record. He was arrested last June 17th for trying to disrobe on Hollywood Boulevard while intoxicated. That's our girl. Took 3 men to bring her in.
Anyone picked up with her?
No.
That's not much help. What's next? Amos. Something wrong?
I'm not sure.
What is it?
Well, last night at the Greer house, I saw something or heard something. It's been sticking in the back of my mind ever since. Some little something. I didn't pay much attention to at the time, but I can't stop thinking about it. Spent the whole day trying to remember what it is.
Something to do with the case?
Could be. I'm not sure.
Let's review everything from the beginning.
Oh, I've done that 1,000 times. Joe, did you find out anything about the girl's mother?
No, the last address they had for her was in South Carolina. She left there 5 years ago.
Oh.
Offhand, I'd say you boys are in for a long, hard grind.
Not me. Phil.
What do you mean?
I've finally decided that I'm going to give youth its opportunity. I'm going to take that vacation.
Now I know we're up against a stone wall. When are you leaving?
In the morning. Anything happens, you can get me at Waikiki Beach.
Aloha.
L'chaim.
Do you want the blue or the brown?
I prefer the brown.
I prefer the blue.
Here's the blue.
Thank you. I can't find your ruby tie clip.
I think I left it at Miss Lawrence's.
I'll go over and pick it up.
Oh, never mind. It can wait.
The tie clip can, but perhaps Miss Lawrence won't.
You better stop reading those fortune cookies.
Thank you.
I'll see if she has it.
Hello.
Oh, hi, dear. This is Amos.
I thought you were in Hawaii.
I was held up. I'm going to leave in the morning.
Oh, well, I'll come over and wish you bon voyage.
No, dear. No, I'm packing.
I'm good at that, too.
I'll call you when I get back, huh?
Promise?
I promise. Good night.
Oh, Amos. Pleasant dreams.
Good night, dear.
Good night.
The ruby tie clip.
No. Hello, Carol. Carol. She hung up.
Taranta naman, tatarantado ko naman.
That's it. That's it.
Hello?
Oh, Phil, Amos.
Yeah?
You know that thing I couldn't remember?
What about it?
I think I got it now.
You want me to come over?
No, no, no. Your wife will murder you. I'll drop by your place. Okay.
Don't you ever sleep?
Well, I should. Besides, I love your coffee.
I got a cookbook for Christmas. What's up?
Come here. Where did we find the phone in Julie Greer's apartment?
On the floor with the receiver off the hook.
How'd it get there?
Knocked over during the murder.
Or so we assumed. Watch. What do you hear?
Dial tone.
There was no dial tone on Julie Greer's phone.
I didn't notice.
Well, I did. I had it right next to my ear. There was no sound at all. That's what stuck in my mind. Now watch.
Inspector Burke's residence?
Henry, this is Mr. Burke. I want you to do something for me.
Yes, sir.
Hang up.
Hang up, sir.
That's right, Henry. Just hang up. Now what do you hear?
Nothing.
No dial tone, because I haven't broken the connection.
So?
Which means that Julie Greer's phone wasn't knocked on the floor during the murder. She must have been talking to somebody when the killer arrived. Put the receiver down, went to the door, boom.
Hey, go on.
Now, if I'm right, somebody heard this murder while it was taking place.
But why didn't they call the police?
Probably didn't want to get involved. Which gets us right back to that little address book.
You think one of our playmates was the eavesdropper?
It sure is possible. There were two men you talked to who couldn't prove where they were last night.
Yeah, a veterinarian named Coombs and a bartender named Fairchild.
Which one's the most nervous?
The bartender.
Well, we'll start with the bartender. See you at 7.
7?
We've already had our breakfast. Left out the best part.
Don't you wish you were young again?
Oh, I was never that young. Oedipus or Rex? Hey, it's you again. The Boy Scout Fuzz.
We'd like to talk to you.
Well, like the feeling ain't mutual, like I got no time, man.
Make some.
Your cat's got like a white paper, you know what I mean? Like a warrant? We can get one. Who's your buddy, Bud?
Inspector Burke, Mr. Fairchild.
Inspector? Well, how come all the top jazz? I mean, I recited loud and clear for your mate here.
Did you?
Right, man? Like everything I know, including the verse. Not quite. I don't think. You neglected to tell us about a phone call.
I ain't tuned to you, man. You ain't coming in.
Now, we know you were on the phone with Julie Greer the night she was killed.
That's absolutely false. You must believe me, Inspector. I haven't spoken to her for over a year. It's imperative that you believe me, Inspector. I have not spoken to her for over a year.
Now he's talking like people.
You have to forgive that, Inspector. Kids like it, you know what I mean? You have to become one of them or they don't come in here. It's good for business.
What about Julie Greer?
Just a customer. Lonely girl. Used to drop in here occasionally.
Anything personal?
Yeah, for a while. Finally, she stopped coming in altogether.
Did she call you the night she was killed?
No, sir. She did not. You must believe me, Inspector. She did not.
Oh, looks as if we made a mistake. Sorry to bother you. Don't bother getting up, Daddy-O. Like we can fall out of the pad.
This is Mr. Yo-Yo. He just had a tooth pulled. Say hello to the gentleman. Oh, come on, back to your case. Come on. There you go, back in. That's good. I'll give you some food later on, yeah. You said you wanted some more information?
That's right, Doctor. We know about the phone call to Julie Greer.
Phone call?
You were talking to her the night she was killed.
Why, that's not so.
The fact is, you were on the phone when the murder was committed.
I don't understand any of this.
Well, we'll put it as plainly as possible, Doctor. Tell us about the phone call. It won't go any further. Don't tell us. It could get a little messy.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, all right, let's go.
Inspector.
Yes?
I'll tell you. I should have told you before. Julie did call me that night. She always called me when she broke off with someone.
She must have called you a lot.
Yes, but I didn't mind. Really, I didn't. The other fellas, they came and went. But I was the one that lasted. The one she turned to when she was sad or in trouble.
How about the phone call, Doctor?
Oh, yes. Well, we were talking, and she went to the door, and I waited. I heard her talking to whoever it was I couldn't make out. And then her voice got louder. Then I heard a noise like fighting. And then her dog started barking. And then she screamed a name.
What was it?
Well, it was George Townsend.
Go on.
She said it 3 times. I guess she wanted to make sure that I'd hear it.
And then?
That everything was quiet. I got frightened and hung up.
Did it ever occur to you to call the police?
I was afraid.
Was Julie's voice the only voice you heard?
Yes.
You're sure?
I'm positive.
And the only thing you heard her say was the name George Townsend?
Yes.
Well, if you remember anything else, will you give us a call?
I will. I certainly will.
Thank you.
Inspector.
Yes?
Who told you about the phone call?
You did.
Oh.
Hello, Mrs. Pierce. I'm sorry to bother you again.
Oh, you're the police inspector who was here the other day.
Yes, we'd like to ask you a few more questions about George Townsend.
We?
Yes, there's another officer with me.
Oh, well, what is it you want to know?
You told me that Mr. Townsend didn't use his room very much.
Yes?
Oh, why was that?
I don't know.
Well, weren't you curious?
I don't pry.
Did he have much company?
Never in the day, but sometimes at night I heard voices coming from his room.
A woman's voice?
Sometimes.
Well, didn't you check?
I don't pry.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Did he leave anything in his room, like clothes, letters, or anything?
No.
Would you mind if we examined his room?
Well, it's occupied now, and it's been painted and redecorated.
Well, in that case, never mind.
Anything else?
Well, that'll be all, thank you.
I'm sorry I couldn't be more help.
So are we.
Inspector.
Yes?
Inspector, why are you so interested in Mr. Townsend?
Why, Mrs. Pierce, I'm surprised with you.
Why?
You're prying.
So I was. You may take the rose.
Thank you. Good day.
Good day.
What's next?
You check around the neighborhood, see if anybody remembers him.
Right.
I'm going to tell the newspapers we were looking for a man by the name of George Townsend. Might trigger something.
bushed.
Yeah, I am.
Nobody's asking you to stay here.
There's a noon plane tomorrow. If something doesn't break by then, I'll be on it. Yep. Yeah, Burke, yeah, that's right. Go on. Got it. All right, save him for me, and I'll meet you there.
What is it?
George Townsend just called headquarters, gave his address, dares us to come get him. Henry, take a left.
He's on the 3rd floor. One at the end of the hall, 303.
All right.
Joe.
Townsend? George Townsend?
Yeah?
It's the police.
Who cares?
We want to talk to you.
You come right in and talk, copper, because I'm waiting for you. Now come on in. Come right in. You want it? You got it. Come on, chicken liver. You want to talk, copper? You talk.
He's crocked. Put it away. You, Townsend?
Yeah, that's right, copper. My name's Townsend. George Townsend, T-O-W-N-S-E-N. I'm wanted for murder. I know all about it. Now, wait a minute. Now, off the garment now. We here? What are you doing there? Now, wait a minute. There's $2 in there, and I want to make sure that that's down there.
Sober him up, will you? All right, let's hear it again.
Well, like I told you, I was just being very silly. I do that when I drink too much. I get very silly. I want to show off. I guess it's some kind of complex, like... Well, once I made out like I was going to commit suicide. I sat out in that hotel window ledge for over 6 hours while everyone was begging me not to jump.
Sit down.
Well, like yesterday, I just happened to see the newspaper, and that guy had the same name as me. And I started to feel how he must feel, and...
Inspector? Oh, Mrs. Pierce is here. Well, give me a second, then bring her in. Yes, sir.
What's up, Amos?
Oh, just want to try something. Look, fellas, there's a Mrs. Pierce coming in here. And when she gets here, I want absolute silence. I want you to line up over there. When I point at you, all I want you to do is just say, "Hello, Mrs. Pierce. Isn't it a nice evening?" Do you understand that?
Hello, Miss Pierce. Isn't it a lovely evening?
Nice. Isn't it a nice evening?
Nice evening. Yes, sir. Nice evening.
Well, say it.
Say what?
Hello, Mrs. Pierce. Isn't it a nice evening?
Hello, Mrs. Pierce. Isn't it a nice evening?
You think you can remember that?
Yes, sir. Nice evening.
All right, get over there. Nice evening. Get over there.
Nice evening. Hello, Miss Pierce. Isn't it a nice...
Quiet. Wait.
Good evening, Mrs. Pierce.
Good evening, Inspector.
That's just a little gate there.
All right.
There's this chair. Would you mind sitting down, please? Thank you.
Thank you.
Terribly sorry to get you up so late.
I don't mind.
Now, Mrs. Pierce, there's several men here, and they're each going to speak. I want you to listen very carefully and tell me if any of them sound like George Townsend.
All right.
You ready?
Yes.
All right.
Hello, Mrs. Pierce. Isn't it a nice evening?
That's not him.
Please, don't say anything until they've all spoken.
All right.
Hello, Mrs. Pierce. Isn't it a nice evening?
Hello, Mrs. Pierce. Isn't it a nice evening?
Hello, Mrs. Pierce. Isn't it a nice evening?
Hello, Ms. Pierce. Isn't it a nice evening? Well, now, that's the lot. Tell me, did any of them sound like George Townsend?
Yes, Inspector, yes.
Which one?
The next to last one.
The next to last one?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, positive.
Thank you very much.
Inspector, what's the matter?
Well, Mrs. Pierce, the man you picked is a detective here.
But, Inspector, I'm sure I've heard that voice before.
You have. He was with me at your house the other day.
Oh, I'm sorry I couldn't be more help.
It's perfectly all right. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Hank, would you see that Mrs. Pierce gets home safely?
Yes, Inspector.
Good night, Miss Pierce.
Good night.
What about him?
The woods are full of them. Keep him for medical observation.
Well, now, but wait a minute. There's nothing wrong with me. Now, wait a minute. Didn't I say it right? Isn't it a nice evening?
Get him out of here, will you?
Well, there's nothing wrong with me. Isn't it a nice thing? What's wrong with him? Was he some kind of a nut? There's nothing wrong with me.
What's next? Don't give up. I really do. I'm going to catch the next plane for Honolulu. If I don't, I'll never get there.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Well, be my guest. Hello?
Ready on your call to Los Angeles, Mr. Burke.
Oh, fine, thank you.
Amos?
Hello, Phil.
Now, how was the flight?
Fine.
Good. Anything you want me to do for you here?
Oh, I just wanted to find out how everything was.
Well, everything's fine.
Good. Anything new on the Gurr case?
No, nothing new.
You let me know if anything happens.
Right.
Well, tell on the boys for me.
Will do. Amos.
Yeah?
This is your first vacation in years. Relax. Enjoy yourself, will you?
Will do. So long, Phil.
So long.
I'm getting too old for this game.
Yeah, you won this one.
You're 1 out of 6.
Fellow wants to see you, Phil. Says it's important.
Thanks, Joe.
Hey, I got a postcard from Amos this morning.
Oh, yeah? How's he doing?
He loves Hawaii. Says he's going to ask for another week.
Great.
I'm going to catch a shower.
Yeah, I'll meet you upstairs.
Okay.
This is the man who wants to see you, Phil.
Hi.
Remember me?
Sure do. Dr. Coombs, the veterinarian.
That's right. I came down to see Inspector Burke. They said he was on vacation.
Yeah, you left last week.
Oh. Well, he told me if I remembered anything else to get in touch with him.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm in charge of the case now.
Oh. Well, it was about what I heard on the phone that night.
Go on.
Julie said something else besides the name George Townsend. Strange thing, it came to me last night while I was in bed.
What was it?
Well, before she went to the door, she said, "Excuse me a minute. It's probably Rose Forever."
What's that?
Rose Forever. That's what she said. I don't know why I didn't think of it before.
Anything else?
No. What do you make of it?
Well, I don't know. Did she say anything else?
Just Rose Forever.
Uh-huh. Well, thanks for letting us know, Doctor.
Oh, glad to be of help.
Yes. Well, if we need anything else, we'll check with you.
Oh, you bet. Yes, you can find me at the hospital. I'll be there. Little Dachshund came in, you know, with a slipped disc. Poor little
Well,
fellow.
thanks for the information, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm glad to be of help.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm afraid you'll have to have another pill. And I know you're hungry as usual, aren't you? Kitty, yes, I know. You can go home tomorrow. Be quiet. Yes, I guess that'll make you happy, won't it? Hey, quiet there.
Doctor?
Oh, I didn't hear you come in, Mr. Winslow.
Well, there must be something wrong with the bell.
Yes. What can I do for you?
I've been thinking over what you told me this morning.
And?
I have a couple of questions. Are we alone?
Oh, yes, yeah. Now, you're going to be all right. Just quieten down there. He had an operation this morning. You said you had some questions.
Yes. Have you told anyone else what you told me?
Well, no. Why?
Well, it's just routine.
I see.
Would you mind repeating what you heard her say?
What, George Townsend?
No, I mean the other thing.
Rose Forever.
Rose Forever?
Yes.
Now, Doctor, are you absolutely certain that you heard her say that?
Oh, yeah, yes, I'm positive.
Would you mind writing that down on a piece of paper?
Well, why?
Well, you see, all the evidence we use on a case has to be submitted in writing.
I see. Yes, of course. Here.
I was working out of the Hollywood precinct when they arrested her last June. Saw him bring her in. She was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Couldn't stop looking at her. Got her address. Began to follow her. Managed to meet her one night when she got a flat tire. We started growing together.
She know you were a cop?
No, I told her I was a salesman.
Why the name George Townsend?
I got it out of a telephone book.
How long did it go on?
3 months.
Then she brushed you like she did all the others, huh?
With one difference. I couldn't take it. I tried to forget her. Nothing worked. The rest you know.
Yeah.
What put you wise?
Mrs. Pierce, the blind woman, identified you. The day we went to her house, you didn't say one word. Yet at headquarters, she recognized your voice. You had to be George Townsend.
How about Rose Forever? Did Julie really say that?
No.
I could learn a lot from you, Amos.
Ah, Phil.
Sorry I interrupted your vacation.
So am I.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Good night.